Different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Joe Biden pulled off one of the most unprecedented moves that I have ever seen a president do in their final day in office. We're going to talk about it next. Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark. Quick little episode, real quick to discuss Joe Biden, the former president, number 46. Over the weekend, he decided that he needed to pardon his entire family of any crime that that happened prior to the beginning of January. They weren't one of the only pardons that he's done. I mean, we're going to kind of discuss that. But he also pardoned Mark Milley, former Joint Chiefs of Staff, as well as Dr. Anthony Fauci. I think the Anthony Fauci pardon is probably the most egregious of all of them. I'm not even mad at the fact that he pardoned his family members. And I'm going to tell y'all why here in a little bit. But I find it very interesting that he decided to pardon Anthony Fauci, of all people in the world, knowing what Dr. Fauci is accused of. And he did it to pardon him of anything. Now, why would Dr. Fauci need to be pardoned? I believe because if the Republican Party would have had an opportunity to bring Fauci before them in a Senate or either a congressional hearing, he probably would walk away and the DOJ would probably be prosecuting him for some crimes. That whole COVID-19 debacle can be summed up as probably one of the worst epidemics that we will probably see in our lifetime. And I think a lot of it had to do with the testing and things that Dr. Fauci and his people were doing. Now, we remember when Fauci was getting asked a lot of questions about his Wuhan lab, a lot of social media influencers, a lot of public figures who spoke out about this found themselves getting silenced, getting their accounts suspended, and also end up having to go to court. There was a big Supreme Court case in regards to this COVID-19 stuff where the courts decided that the people who had been censored had been done wrong. If you don't believe me, you can go look it up. They ruled on this last year. You had it was about 12 to 13 people who went to the Supreme Court in regards to censorship with them. Some of them had YouTube channels. The channels got taken down. They got demonetized. They lost their verification badges on Meta apps like Instagram and Facebook. They found their posts getting struck down. They were getting hit with all kind of accounts getting suspended. Like all this stuff was going on. And here you are now, you have Dr. Fauci getting pardoned by Joe Biden. What did Dr. Fauci know that he lied to get a pardon for? Because make no mistake about it. Unless you were doing something illegally, then why are you being pardoned? This goes to why I don't like politicians in the first place, because I think all of them are corrupt to an extent. They just haven't been caught yet. And I think Joe Biden was doing this as a one-up to his friend, Dr. Fauci, to keep him out of harm's way, keep Trump and his DOJ away from sending this man to prison. Because I'm pretty sure that we all got lied to during that COVID-19 thing. They said masks didn't work. They created a vaccine mandate. People lost their jobs behind it. And Fauci was at the head of all this stuff. The same laboratory. Now China has another virus out there that has, quote unquote, leaked out of the laboratory. Why is this laboratory even allowed to be open? I have no idea. But with the new president, Trump, he has decided to pull us out of the World Health Organization. So I think him pulling us out of the health organization is stemming from us funding Fauci and the WHO. Because that's where all their funding come from. So if our government is not funding this stuff, then Dr. Fauci can't do no more work over there in that Wuhan lab. At least not from our standpoint. But why would you want to have a lab open creating diseases that don't exist already? Is mind baffling to me. And then these diseases that they're creating, these are all lab grown diseases that they're creating. They can't control them, and they're becoming airborne, and it's infecting people. So we're gonna keep paying attention to that. I'm curious to see what comes out of the World Health Organization now that President Trump has removed us from it. And if there anything pops up that I think that we should discuss, then I'll tell y'all, because I want to keep you all informed on the politics, not just sports and entertainment. I think the politics is important. So we'll take a look at that. But also to the fact, let's get back to Biden and why he pardoned his entire family. I'm not even mad at him for doing it. I think he might be the first president to do it, because I don't remember a time in my lifetime that I can remember that a president pardoned his family on his way out the door. We already know that he had already given a pardon to Hunter. So he came back and gave pardons to everybody. And that's because there's a there there. There is a there, and we will probably never know about it. Somebody, his family, had some dealings that Joe knows is illegal. And he took necessary steps to protect his family, like anybody would. I mean, if we were the president, and I said this in a previous video, if I was the president of the United States, yeah, I would pardon my family members too. That's the power of the presidency. That's why you get the executive. So I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with, however, when he did it, because it kind of makes it seem like you're guilty of something. You're pardoning your wife and everything. And I understand that people may say, well, Trump said he's going to go after him, and politically, he may have his DOJ do the same thing. I don't think Trump, after his time dealing with the Justice Department and understanding how corrupt it is, I don't think Trump would even try to play that card. Honestly, it would be political malfeasance to even do it. But I don't think he would play that card. But I find it very interesting that Joe Biden decided to pardon his family of any crime before January. So this goes already back to their lifetime. So anything that they may have done, so that means that they're untouchable at this point. And anything that they got themselves into, particularly when it comes to the Ukraine, is off the limits. And I think that's the reason why. I think it's some things, some business dealings overseas that were illegal, some promises that were made, some elbows got rubbed, some palms got greased, and Joe Biden like, hold on. Before they go after Hunter and this laptop, before they start trying to go dig this stuff up again, I'm going to dead this right now so they don't have anything to do. And rightfully so. Now, the Biden family has been pardoned. I guess we can consider them a crime family because they got pardoned. And we will never know what it is that they allegedly were involved in because Joe gave them cover. Now, is this the best way to use pardons? I don't know. But you all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that the Biden family was corrupt and there's some illegal activity went on that made Joe do this? And what y'all think about Fauci getting a pardon as well? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Till next time, Coach Nation, let's keep it coaching.